Good morning, dear students. Welcome you all to the next lecture of the JCE Connect series of online lectures. We are studying the subject elements of civil engineering and engineering mechanics. And in that, we are into the last part of the module 1. I think this might be the last class of this module. So here we'll be studying resultant of coplanar non-concurrent force system. So it comes under the moment and its application. So these are the steps which we have already discussed, which are easy. Up to step number 4, it is regular, as you all do in the regular examples. Then fifth step is the application of Varignon's theorem. So let us start with today's example. So we have a grid plate A, B, C, D, which is subjected to a number of forces. We want to find the magnitude and direction and line of action of the resultant with respect to point A. So the importance of this sum is that this example can be solved without calculator. It is a CET type example. Okay, so this example has been asked in the final exam, and this is a CET type example which can be solved very easily. So looking at the problem and the forces, you feel it is difficult, but once we go through the example, you'll realize this is a very easy example. So again, I'm reminding you all, I'll show you all how we can solve this example without using the calculator. So these things will help you all further if you go for giving a GATE exam and all, you want to do your masters in a good college wherein you'll have an entrance exam, a CET. So therein such examples when they come for especially mechanical civil people, okay, you need not worry. So let's start with the example. So we have a square again, ABCD, forces are given. We want to find the resultant with respect to point A. So firstly, I have broken down the example so that we can get summation fx and summation fy things very easily. Now from this, you should be able to get me the summation fx and summation fy. All of you start solving and get the values of summation fx and summation fy, r and theta. Be fast, it is very easy. Summation fx, summation fy, r and theta. You'll realize that you can solve it manually. So already I have resolved the components here. The 100√2 force is inclined at 45 degrees with x-axis. For that, I've written 100√2 cos 45, 100√2 sin 45. Now the thing here is cos 45 is 0, 1 by 2, 1 by √2. Okay, so cos 45 is 1 by √2. √2 gets cancelled directly. No need to use the calculator and put 100 into √2 into cos of 45. No, directly cos 45 is 1 by √2. √2, you can cancel it out. So get the summation fx, summation fy, and r and theta. Go ahead fast. Anyone who has done summation fx can tell the answer.
100 minus 100 plus 100√2 cos 45.
Okay, very good. That is
200. No, sir,
200, correct.
100 Newton.
100. Now this 100 is in plus direction. This 100 is in minus direction. So they will cancel out each other. Not to worry. So remains is 100√2 cos 45. So this cos 45 can be written as 1 by √2. So this and this gets cancelled. So answer has to be 100. Yeah, answer has to be 100 only. So don't use a calculator here. It will be easily solved. Now when you go for summation fy, this is 200 is plus and this 100 root 2 sine 45. Again, sine 45 will be written as 1 divided by root 2. So again, this 1 divided by root 2 cancels. So plus 200 minus 100. Again, the answer becomes
100.
100 itself, right? Yes, 100 itself. So when you want get summation fx also 100, summation fy also 100, then r will be equal to square root of 100 square plus 100 square. 100 take out common, into bracket remains square root of 2. Square root of 2 is 1.41. 1.41 into 100, 141. So this is what is we discuss summation fx and summation fy. So r is, now directly you should be able to tell me theta. What will be the theta value?
45.
45.
Yes, exactly. Because summation fx and fy both are 100. 100 divided by 100 is 1. Tan theta is equal to 1. Theta is tan inverse of 1 is 45. So that's what I said. Such examples sometimes come which are a lottery. This is 12 marks example in the final exam. So you get the value of tan theta as 1 and theta becomes 45. So next step is we got to find moment about point A. Okay, we got to find moment about point A. So as per the discussion with the previous class, we got to remember if the force passes through that point, or if line of action of the force passes through that point, it will not generate any moment. Again, I am repeating, if the force passes through that point, or if line of action of the force when extended passes through that same point, those forces will not generate any moment. So with this logic, this 100 won't generate any moment, and this 100 root 2 cos 45 also won't generate any moment. So the forces which will be giving us the turning effect or the moment at point A are 200, 100 and 100 root 2 sine 45. So these three forces which I have put the tick mark, these three will cause an rotational action at point A. So how will this 100 root 2 sine 45 force rotate to point A, clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Clockwise.
Clockwise.
Correct. Yes, this will not bother about this. Again, now this force, how it will come?
It is also clockwise.
Clockwise.
It is also clockwise. Now this force,
Anti-clockwise.
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 anti-clockwise. Okay, because say it can come like this also, but this path will be longer. No, it will not take this longer path, it will take the shorter path. So it will be anti-clockwise. So this will create a negative moment as it is anti-clockwise. This will be positive clockwise and this will be positive clockwise. So force into distances, we have to multiply to get the moment. So the simplified diagram I have drawn here. Now this force, 100 Newton force, it will turn in clockwise direction. So horizontal force multiplied by vertical distance, 100 into 4, as this is clockwise, this will be positive. Then similarly, this force again, it is clockwise, 100 root 2 sine 45. Force is vertical, distance is horizontal, 2 meter plus 2 meter, again 4 meter. Now, the most important thing here is, for this force, what you will multiply? Either you will multiply by 2 or multiply by 4.
2.
2.
Yes. In the exam, many of you all will make a mistake and multiply it by 4. Okay, this is not at D or C, it is at the center. This left is 2 meters. So force into horizontal distance, vertical force into horizontal distance. So this distance is 2 meters. So minus 200 into 2. So summation MA, that is summation of moment. If you have got the answer, you can tell me, any one of you. Plus 100 into 4 plus 100 root 2 sine 45 into 4 minus 200 into 2.
100.
100, yes. So again, you don't require a calculator here. You can easily solve it. You can easily solve it. So this 100 into 4 is 400, 200 into 2 is again 400. This both cancel out directly each other. Okay, this both cancel out directly each other. Again here sine 45 means 1 by root 2. So this root 2 cancels out. And 100 into 4 is 400 Newton meter. That's what we still did not require any use of calculator if you have written the equations properly. The sine 45 you can write as 1 by root 2. So you'll get a moment of 400. So once you get the moment 400, you have to use Varignon's application. D, X and Y ordinate you have to find. Again, that is simple here. D is equal to summation of MA upon R. X becomes 4 and Y becomes 4. So this is very easy. So if you don't understand this, don't worry, just put the formula and get the answers. That's it. Now here for easy thing, they have written it as root 2. They did not want it to use the calculator throughout. Okay. So 4 divided by root 2 is 2 root 2. If you don't want this type, you can use the calculator here and find this 2.82. Now, because here they have broken this out. 4 they have written in other form and then got the answer 2 root 2. Do not worry. Directly you can use the calculator and get this answer. Means x-intercept from A is 4 meters. This point. Y-intercept is again 4 meters. That means this point. So your will be passing, resultant will be passing like this. And if you plot this perpendicular distance, exact perpendicular distance, it will come out to be 2.82 meters. This will be your D. So again, I'm repeating, this is a weekend. 3 examples on this moment we'll solve. 1-2 examples I'll give you all for practice. This week only clear the doubts about this so that if you go to the next chapter, things will not be difficult. Okay, things will not be difficult if we go ahead with the next module. Yes. So hopefully you have solved, or few of you all have at least copied this, so that we'll move to the next example. So here we have a square lamina of 40 mm by 40 mm, which is divided into equal sized squares subjected to forces as shown in the figure. Subjected to forces as shown in the figure. We have to obtain the resultant about point O. Again, a question paper example, a bit complicated. But if you understand it, you can solve it very, very easily. So what they have given here is, this is a square lamina of size 40 mm, means this is 40 mm and this height is also 40. Now they have equally divided it into squares. So as it is divided 1, 2, 3, 4 square, each square will be of size 10 units. Okay, now firstly, this thing is important to be understood here. Now, why this breakup is required? Because the forces are given with respect to some other point. See here, this line is extended up to here. And this line is extended up to here. That means to find θ1 and θ2, we got to use this one triangle and another triangle. Okay, so you got to be careful from where the forces are originating. Okay, line of action of the force they have given here with the principle of transmissibility. It works good, not an issue. So that for resolution, you can take at this point only. But to find this angle, it is important that if we draw a horizontal here, this angle when we want to find, or this angle, what is given here, we want to find. It is important to understand this square grid very much properly. So see, this force is raised up to this point, and this force is raised up to this point. So these are their points of origin. Now again, this is a level 3 example, a bit of a tricky and a complicated example. Let's try and make it easy. So we have again here a square lamina 40 by 40. It is divided into a number of small squares. Each will be of size 10 by 10. So here also these will be all 10. This all again here also will be 10. Okay. So this is what we have with us. So we have to solve with respect to point O. We have to solve with respect to point O. So let's start. So need not worry, because initial steps we know it and we have solved a lot of examples on it. Okay. So firstly, what I have done, these two forces are as it is. Need not worry. Okay. So this 400 force which is inclined. Okay. This 400 force which is inclined with an angle with the horizontal. I have broken it as 400 cos theta 1 and 400 sin theta 1. Now this 200 force which is going inside, again which is inclined with x-axis, I have broken this force as 200 cos theta 2 and 200 sin theta 2. So now this blue colored force, you can remove it as we have taken the components. And these two forces remain as it is. So now we got to find theta 2 and theta 1. Okay, we got to find theta 2 and theta 1. Now, if we see this, okay, tan theta is opposite upon adjacent. Now try and understand this. This is the point of origin. Okay, this is the point of origin. So tan theta 2 is opposite upon adjacent. So how much will be the height of opposite? 10, 20, 30, 40. This is that 40. And how much will be here to here? 10, 20. This is what. So for finding theta 2, we consider this triangle and use the relationship opposite upon hypotenuse. Sorry, opposite upon adjacent. Opposite is 40 and adjacent is 20. So we get tan theta 2 as 63.43 degrees. Now similarly, when we come to theta 1 here, again we are using this triangle. This triangle. Tan theta 2 is opposite is 30, 10, 20, 30, and adjacent is only 10. This is what it is. Tan theta 1. So theta 1 we get as 71.57 degrees. So once again, I'll explain you this thing. So this force is as it is, we have kept it. This 150 also as it is, we have kept. Now one more thing to observe here is already 100 force is existing at that point. So that remains here, blue colored, which I have shown. This is already there. Okay, this force is already there at that point. But when we break this 400 force, one more force comes at the same point, which is 400 cos theta 1. And other force becomes 400 sin theta 1. Similarly, here this 200 force which is going inside is resolved into two components, 200 cos theta 2, 200 sin theta 2. Now, important thing in this example is theta 1 and theta 2 we have to find out. Now, theta 2 is here. Point of origin is going up to this. So the triangle which we'll be referring is this triangle particular. This triangle when we refer to find theta 2. So this height is 40 and base is 20. So tan theta 2 is 40 by 20. We get the value of theta 2. Similarly, to find theta 1, the point of origin is here. This is very important. So this triangle will be referring. So here Height is 1, 2, 3 blocks, means height is 30 and base is 10. So we get theta 1 as 71.57 degrees. So once we get this, we got to go for our resolution, summation fx and summation fy. So you have got here theta 1 and theta 2. Please note them down properly. What is theta 2 and what is theta 1, which we have to substitute here and get summation fx and summation fy. So all of you take 5 minutes and find out the value of summation fx and summation fy. Substitute theta 1 and theta 2 properly what we have got. Okay, go ahead, find the value of summation fx and summation fy. Yes, anyone has written the equations, summation fx, summation fy?
Summation fx.
Yes, summation fx.
150 plus 100 plus 400 cos theta 1 minus 200 cos theta 2.
Why that 200 cos theta 2 is minus? (200 cos theta 2) also arrowhead is moving towards right side only. So that is also positive.
So summation of fx 465.91 Newton.
465.8.
Yes, anyone has got summation fx?
465.91.
465.91.
Okay, good.
460.91.
Summation fy. So these all calculations
Minus
be a bit fast.
450.
Minus 450. Okay.
450.60.
Okay. So we can easily find out r and theta. Don't make a mistake here. After finding these both correctly, don't make a mistake in calculating r. Some good students have done that. Yes. So once we get summation fx and summation fy, we get the value of r and theta very easily. Now next is the same task which we have been doing. That is, we got to find the moment about point O. So this is the point O. I've write. So this is O point. I've taken it up. So now with this diagram, we got to conclude which all forces will cause which type of moment and which forces will not cause any moment at O. So as your 200 force passes through O, its components also pass through O. These both are discarded. Even if you write in equation, it will be multiplied by 0, not to worry. So these both will go out. Okay, this will not cause any movement. This 250 force also straight force passes through this. So this will be also 250 into 0. So this force also is out. So now when we come to the moment equation, again these two are also out. As they pass through, only which force remains is 150 and 400 sine theta 1. So this 150 will come in clockwise direction. And this 400 sine theta 1 will also come in clockwise direction. So both are positive. Both are positive. So now see here, important thing. We find so many forces. We find so many forces are acting and you'll be worried. But what's the good thing is this passes through point O. This passes through point O. 250 extended passes through point O. 400 cos theta 1 and 100 both extended pass through point O. So these all forces will not cause any rotational action. Only which forces will cause rotational action is 400 sine theta 1. This force will rotate clockwise direction. 400 sine theta 1 into 4. And this 150 force will rotate again in clockwise direction. 150 into 4. So this is how we can easily calculate the moment. This is how we can easily calculate the moment. So get the answer. What you'll get summation of M about O. So the answer for moment is 21178.933 Newton mm. See here the units was mm, 40 mm was given and the force was in Newton. So I've written the unit as Newton mm, force into distance. This is nothing but force into distance, not divided by, multiplied by, force into distance, Newton mm. So this is how we solve these examples. Now still level 3 or a bit higher examples are there if required at this moment, if required. Okay, I'll take a class extending on Monday regarding this concept if required, or else we will be closing this module 1 with this example. So I'll share these both PDFs, today's class and previous class, and few more examples on these concepts I'll share so that you can practice. Now the next module, most probably which will be starting, is center of gravity and moment of inertia, which is very easy and very important from your exam point of view. So it doesn't have any resolution, this, that part, only common sense is required in those examples. So all of you put your roll number and name for attendance and you can log out of the meeting. Thank you.